Welcome back to Future Unscripted. I'm Aubrey, and today we're breaking down day 3 of Tony Robbins' AI Summit. The day was all about human hunger, deeper purpose, and the future of work in the age of AI. If you've been feeling stretched thin or craving more time for things that actually matter, this episode is for you.
Yes, and I'm Liddy, and in today's episode, we'll start with why your why is the engine behind everything you build. Then move into how AI playbooks are becoming the new superpower for entrepreneurs. And finally, how AI frees up your time so you can live, love, create, and actually thrive.
All to help you reconnect with that hunger to learn and become the creator of your life. Let's dive right in.
All right, day 3.
Day 3. So, yes, a lot of learnings. If you haven't watched our previous episodes recapping day 1 and day 2, they were the most recent episodes that we've recorded, and there were a lot of good takeaways. One thing that stood out to me in the intro of day 3 is that if you're watching this right now, we are the first generation that's existed before and after AI.
Preach.
So we remember what life was like before. I mean, some of our listeners on here remember what life was like before the internet. You and I remember what life was like before the internet. And this is that and more. So that was a really big theme. And then also working smarter, not harder, how we use documentation to work with AI in a more efficient manner, and how we can also use AI to sort of drive our human hunger, our curiosity, our knowledge, all that good stuff. But the exercise that we did at the top of the day on day 3 was Dean Graziosi. You can look him up. He is an amazing guy, but he has this exercise called the 7 levels of why. And this is an exercise that can be done with anything, any problem that we have, any goal that we want to accomplish. The idea is that we go deeper using the questions why 7 times.
Yeah, I love that.
Have you heard of this?
Why.
Yeah.
I think I've heard it before,
Mhm.
but when you're speaking about this, and obviously I saw it, but like it makes me think of going back to being a kid. Those kids and their questions, right? And like it's so interesting that I know he's using that. So I know you're gonna dive a bit deeper on this whole thing, but yeah, why? Asking why is such a profound thing.
Absolutely. And like so let's take starting a business, for example. The way that he sets this up is that it's best to do this with a partner who knows what they're doing. So you start with a singular idea. I would like to start a business. And you can also do this. Yeah, you can also do this on your own. I'd like to start a business because I want to help people. And then you ask yourself why. Why do you want to help people? I want to help people because why do I want to help people? I want to help people because when good people have money, they do good things. I want to help people make money. I want to help people follow their curiosity and have fun doing it. Going through these 7 layers of why, until you get to the very crux of why you're doing something. Dean talks about a lot of the motivation for building his business is that his kids have now freedom, financial freedom that he never had. And acknowledging that he now can give his mom a very robust weekly allowance.
Yeah.
Things like getting to the deeper levels. You can also apply this though to picking the right AI tools. We talked about in a previous episode when you sit down to use your AI tool, setting an intention of like, what am I using this for?
Yeah.
But the 7 layers of why can help give direction to your business. And then it also works for more complex questions like creating a life for your kids that you never had. Kind of fueling momentum. So if I had to ask you today, Liddy, what's one of your whys of why you became an entrepreneur?
Why? My first why, I would say, because I have it in my blood. It's in my blood, truly and truly. It's, I mean, yes, I went to school for something, but it was never, working for me was working for someone was never it. I understand, like, there are professions people are born with wanting to be a doctor or whatever. But for me, there was never that click. And I think now that I'm thinking about it just a bit, I'm so what do you call that? What's that word where somebody
Oh,
loves multi?
multi-passionate.
I am a multi-passionate person. And so as a multi-passionate person, it's hard to like be like, okay, I'm going to do this one thing. And so and I think, yeah, ADHD or whatever, I'm like always looking at different things. And I love so many things, from like dancing to singing to, I mean, too many things. And so, yeah, I wanted to be a firefighter and a boxer. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then I want to drive a truck. And so, yeah, I'm just that person who I just love entrepreneurship. I think I love empowering people, the thought of yeah, so that they can, yeah, level up, do big things. And I think working for someone has such a ceiling. There's such a ceiling. And I've seen that from when I was really young. And it kind of helped as well when I was in my 20s, early 20s. I got into like multi-level marketing. And so when you're in these spaces, you do a lot of networking, you learn a lot. And you're like, oh, you know, we shouldn't work. Time is money. It's really, time is
Hmm.
money. And so when you work at a job, and again, this is not a topic for everybody, definitely, but there's just so much they can pay you per hour. But if you're an entrepreneur, the ceiling, there's no ceiling. It's like the sky is the limit. So I like to explore
That's so
that
true.
whole concept. Absolutely.
It's the only way to actually control our destiny
Yeah.
is through
Yep.
entrepreneurship.
And I'm a control freak. Okay.
Yeah. We
And
both are.
it's actually not a good thing. I don't know. It's a good thing sometimes. It's not a bad thing. Nothing is good or bad. Absolutely. But yeah, I know that in myself. I like to control things. And so if and I'm not saying I'm a bossy person, but I definitely I'm a leader, and typically I'm leading people. Like, they look to me naturally in a lot of settings to lead the way. And so I think I'm a
Mhm.
natural born leader. Like, I'm like a first child of four. Like, I mean, I had to lead from a long, you know what I mean? So it's like in my DNA. And so that's really where I start my why. And yeah, and I could see how if you go 7 layers deep in asking yourself why, because like, not that I struggled right now to give you the answer, but it's like, okay, it gets you thinking. And if I have to go
Mhm.
7 more layers, then I'm going to get a lot of clarity. And I think the clarity that you get by going deep in those, asking yourself this question, is going to then help you stay on that path, that dream you have, or because now the why is so strong, and you might have multiple whys, and you're like, I'm not giving up. And that's what
Mhm.
I am. And I know you, Aubrey, are in the same spot. We're gonna see this through. It doesn't, like, nobody can stop us. Like, nobody can stop me right now. Like, it's happening. Doesn't matter.
100%.
Like,
100%. Well, and
yeah.
you and I have had similar experiences with leadership in terms of, I mean, you and I have talked about this a lot, like being the person in the group project who's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we're doing this. Like,
Yeah. Let's go.
that's you, that's me, and
Yeah.
it's not always that, it's not always there's not always synergy when you bring
Mm-hmm.
two leaders together, or like
Yeah.
two, like, I'll call it two alphas together.
Yeah.
But with you and I, like, we're constantly learning from each other, and we're
That's it.
constantly open. And
Yeah.
that being open and adaptable,
Mm-hmm.
those are qualities that are so, so important, because it's like, it really goes back to, the more we learn, the more we know, the more we learn, the more we learn that we know nothing.
That's
Like,
it.
as you grow, it's like there's always room to get better.
So
There's
much
always
more.
room to improve. And so that brings us to our next topic was from day 3 was thinking through how can we use AI to work smarter, not harder.
Absolutely.
It is a tool that can be used to save us time, of course. Um, but one of the main ways in this summit specifically that they talked about becoming more efficient is this idea of playbooks. And
Mm-hmm.
if any of you listening have had a corporate job and have heard the term playbook and kind of roll your eyes, or like blueprint, like roll your eyes. When she first said
Oh.
playbook, I was like, but a playbook is really just capturing the process of how you like to work and how you would like specific tasks done. So when talking about like being in control, AI can help you stay in control. And you can say, this is the way I would like something done. This is the format I would like it in. Um, Whereas prompting AI, that really is the task that you're asking it to do. Having a
Mm-hmm.
playbook is something that informs AI how you would like something done.
Amen.
And it's a consistent process. So, what's been your experience with that? Just in terms of documentation, educating AI on how
Mm-hmm.
you like to work? How
Yeah,
do you?
absolutely. I know I've dabbled months ago a little bit on that, learning from a different creator, but the same concept. And something simple I did was to, because obviously there's a limit to how much info you can copy and paste into your AI. And so you would then, well, that's what I've done. Add a lot of information. We're talking a book, a huge file, uh, and PDF it, right? About you, about me. So in my case, I did it for my own personal YouTube channel. So I had a few scripts. So I put all the scripts, and before the scripts, I said, okay, this is how I want to work. I said that to the AI. This is how we're going to structure the things. This is what I like to do and how I like to speak, and the quality of the script. It has to be warm. It has to be this, and that. So the instructions and the scripts and a lot of personal stories that I think, because I'm trying to learn to be a better storyteller, right? So I had a lot of personal stories included. So imagine once and every time that document gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that means you're informing your AI better things about yourself, better, it gets to know you better. But it's not about AI knowing you better. It's about having all these tools, these things about you that then my next YouTube video, I can say, okay, let's pull from this story and it just cuts the time in half. Like you work so much faster and now you are able to create something, but it's from being organized really and having
Mhm.
those documents. Like, yeah, I don't know about you. Do you have any documents or working documents, or how do you
Yeah, I mean,
structure?
I have Google Docs. That program is open for me. Google Docs
Yep.
and ChatGPT or whatever AI tool I'm using that day,
Mm-hmm.
it's open all day long.
Yep.
So things are constantly changing. I have a um, SOPs document. What is that?
Mm-hmm.
What does that stand for?
Standard
Standards
operating
operating
procedures.
procedures. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So poop.
But anytime that something works for me or for my brand, I just drop it in
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yep.
And then the next time, if I start a new chat, then I'll download it as a PDF, give it context. The more context you give it, the better your
Absolutely.
answers, the better the responses will be. Um, it's an extra step, but it just ensures that there's less editing on your part when you do
Yep.
end up sending those client emails or when you do post that Instagram post, that it
Absolutely.
sounds more like you.
Mm-hmm.
And also in day 3, they walked us through some use cases of how we could use AI to automate and make these processes a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some of them, I mean, the goal with all of these is to remove overwhelm and also to move from the mentality of, am I the person that needs to solve this problem or can AI solve this problem for me? That shift, we keep talking about it because it's such a huge shift. It's really retraining our minds of like, because this is the first time where we haven't had to do everything ourselves.
Yep. I know.
We
it's
had
like
Google
a
before.
Cleaning lady.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Am I the
AI.
voice master? Yeah.
Exactly. Do I have to clean my house? Do I really have to clean my house?
Oh,
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The second that I can afford a house robot, I will be first in line. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm telling
absolutely.
you. But yeah.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, you know how we talk about the 7 layers just earlier, and now this topic is like, that's where AI can really excel, because once you can literally have this conversation, because you said earlier, do it with somebody. Let's say you have no one to do this with. You can take an AI and speak to it and activate the voice thingy.
Yeah.
And you go for a walk or whatever. You be zen in your office, and you go, okay, we're going to do this exercise. We're going to go deep. And so you have these whys. Now the AI knows about all your 7 layers of why. Then you give it instruction about your business, what your goals and dreams and aspirations are. It knows. Then you maybe have a business idea. All right, we're going to talk, AI has all this contained. When in life, previously, we have journals. Of course, we still want to write down our thoughts and stuff, but you have this container now. And so that's the power. Exactly. We keep the notes, of course, but the power of AI is where it can take all that information and it gets to understand what you're about. So when you're trying to convey now, a business idea or whatever, talk to your clients, or if you're a coach, then it's just that much deeper. And you just got the help from your AI helper. It's truly a helper. Yeah.
There are AI memories. So like Liddy was saying, if you do this exercise, which we should put a 7 layers of why prompt in the caption below. So we'll do that. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget that. But we'll do a prompt for that, because you're right. Like, again, you don't need another person.
Absolutely.
I was assuming you did, and you don't.
Absolutely.
AI can help you with this.
Absolutely.
But AI has memories of you based on past conversations, but sometimes it will hang on to a random thing you told it one time, and it will apply it to every single thing. The example I've heard is what was the example they gave? Oh, the example they gave was, if you tell AI that you enjoy playing with your daughter, you enjoy doing XYZ with your daughter. And then later on, you're asking AI a business question and it's bringing in all this stuff about your daughter. Like, the memories aren't always clean, is my point. So if you are creating your own playbook, your own documentation, and telling it, this is what I want you to memorize, then it will just be more efficient.
Correct. Wow. AI, we can go on and on. I mean, it's just so deep. And yet a lot of people are still not using AI, but definitely, I mean, I love all that they talked about. And I think the idea, these 3 days were really just like an introduction, right? Of like what tools exist out there and the power of thinking, or they were really pushing for people to really start using those tools, right? Because they were saying, if you don't use it, you're going to be left behind. But these AI tools are powerful. So yeah, let us know in the comments. Actually, I'm just thinking that, are you using AI, and do you use it every day? And which one is your favorite? Because there are so many of them. I know I have a few favorites, but every day, legit, I'm learning so much about different ones. And I'm like, it's like now they can design things. I mean, you put your picture and it can fix it and clean it up. It's such a great tool. I think it's here to stay, and it's getting better and better.
Definitely. Yep. So we'll include the 7 levels of why prompt below. And then this week, just think through, what are some of the annoying tasks that you can offload to AI. Some of the examples that we've talked a lot about here are like meeting summaries, meeting recaps, organizing your to-do list, organizing a meal plan for the week,
Yeah.
I know people take a picture of their fridge and say, what can I make for dinner with this? I think we've
Yep.
talked about that example
Yeah.
before,
That's
but I love
so
that
cool.
example.
Yeah, it was amazing. What else? You can do basic research. You can help, it drafts your emails. If you have a 9 to 5, I mean, now, how long would it take to reply and reply in a professional manner? That is, right? Especially if somebody, like if you're in customer service there and they're getting to you in a way and you're like, okay, I need to remain calm and professional. AI can do that for you. You can dictate it your unclean version, like not unclean, but like the raw version, and be like, please clean this up. And half a second, you have the most professional email. It can do so many
Definitely.
things. So
Yep.
please use AI. Let us know if you are afraid of using AI, and we can talk about that at another time, maybe, because that's a real thing.
Yes. Yes. And it does bring us back to, just as we're wrapping up here, it does bring us back to the question that we've talked about across all 3 days, which is, what do you do with the time that you're about to reclaim? And we've talked about how the time we've gotten back we use with more AI, which
Yeah,
isn't necessarily the right way
I
to
know.
go.
I have a thought. I think with the more time, people should join a fun community, like Aubrey's community, Fun Club. It's free for now. You better join. And so that, you have a few more minutes per week and you can come and meet cool people. Or my community where we take action and talk about mindset a little bit more. Also free for now. Like the links are below. Join us. Why not? We'll be happy to meet
Yes,
you. Absolutely.
we'd love to have you there.
Yeah.
Lydia, it was great to see you for today's episode.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure. And we'll see you next time.